The Earth flies through space at 1,000,000 miles a second. This is the Earth at a time when the dinosaurs roamed. And fucked. Like, a lot. A lush and fertile planet. But then, a piece of rock just 6 miles wide changed all that. It hit with the force of 10,000 nuclear weapons. 1 trillion tons of dirt and rock hurtled into the atmosphere, creating a suffocating blanket of dust. The sun was powerless to penetrate, just like a micropenis trying to enter a woman's soft, juicy pocket for 1,000 years. Or the wording there was a little weird because it was like a micropenis trying to enter a woman's soft, juicy pocket for 1,000 years.
Yep.
It happened before. It will happen again. It's just a question of when. Plumbergeddon. This is written out like a script, so I feel like there needs to be a big dramatic title overlay or something.
Yeah, there should be one. Yeah.
Dallas, Texas, Tuesday, 2 p.m. 108 degrees. 1 year before impact.
Yeah, it's like a military thing.
His belt seems to be doing absolutely nothing. The amount of hair between his ass cheeks is comparable to the forests of Yosemite if they fell into the Grand Canyon of butt cracks. He groans and burps because it's hard on his flabby body to be hunched under the sink on all fours. He cranks down on a wrench, trying to tighten a leaky pipe. He rips ass. The low-quality Taco Bell burritos he ate on the way over to the job site are doing their dirty work. He could feel the fart whip up through... He could feel the fart whip upwards through his ass crack. This could only mean one thing. His pants were falling off again. Charlie reaches back and tries to give his pants a lift. His knees hold his pants in place. Charlie hits his bald, sweaty head on the pipe he was tightening. Charlie curses and continues to work, leaving his pants where they are. Within minutes of arriving, the job is finished. He's the best goddamn plumber in Texas, and that's even what it says on the side of his work van. Charlie has won many awards for plumbing things and has a lot of high-end clients, including a contract with Burger King.
So stupid.
He keeps the pipes of all 15 Burger Kings in Dallas clear and clean. That's no small task.
Fuck no.
I know what it's like to take a shit after eating Burger King. The governor of Texas is quoted saying, "Probably the most disgusting man I've ever met, but god damn it, he gets the job done."
Wheelchair!
Word of Charlie's skills has even traveled all the way to NASA. Unknown location, 5 p.m. 69 degrees, air conditioning. 1 year before impact.
We're at NASA now?
A nerdy scientist man, maybe 25, rushes to a conference room. He's holding a paper in his hand with some valuable information. In the bottom right corner, there's a pencil sketch of a cock. The door swings open and the young nerdy scientist barges into the room. Something like 8, maybe 9 older, more smarter scientists all whip their head towards the kid and gasp. The leader of the older, smarter scientists stands abruptly. His fancy office chair swings backwards and slams into a desk full of papers, sending them flying into the air. The papers look like beautiful white doves flying in slow motion behind him, like a John Woo film. God damn it, Jimmy, can't you see we're busy? Jimmy scans the table. He notices that they have an intense game of Monopoly going on. Our tax dollars hard at work. Jimmy immediately apologizes. Someone slaps him across the face, then he exits the room. Jimmy watches through the glass window as they play the game of Monopoly for another 3 hours. When they finally finish, Jimmy enters the room again. The leader scientist guy stands, again knocking the chair back. Papers fly in the air in slow motion. Someone slaps Jimmy. God damn it, Jimmy, what is it now? The look on their faces turned to shock and dismay as little Jimmy tells them the news of his discovery. A giant rock the size of Texas is headed towards the Earth and will destroy everything and everyone. It's what we here at NASA call a global killer. I can't believe this is happening. Is this real, Jimmy? One scientist breaks out into tears. Another two start making out. The lead scientist notices the drawing of a dick on the bottom corner of the page. Is that a drawing of a dick? Yes, sir, it is. God damn it. Dallas, Texas, same day. 108 degrees, a few hours later. Is this still 1 year before impact?
Yep.
Okay.
Close enough. Probably.
Charley is home. Surprisingly, his place is cherried out. Everything is clean and in perfect order. Charley is in the shower. The steaming hot water rinses away the sweat and dirt off of his nipples and patchy hairy chest. The foamy, soapy muck makes its way over his giant stomach. He fingers his belly button to remove any stinky residue that's made its way in there over the course of his workday. The soapy bubbles reach his cock and balls. They are unkempt, bushy, and not much to look at. A young, sexy female hand with long painted nails reaches around from behind, holding a soapy sponge. The hand rubs and scrubs Charley's balls, then releases the sponge. The hand grabs a hold of his shaft and begins to stroke it vigorously. After a long, hard day's work, Charley releases a load of stress. The hand is attached to a beautiful, exotic woman. Blonde hair, blue eyes, Russian accent, giant fake DSLs, and a pair of titties that make you want to stand up and beg for buttermilk. And an ass like a 10-year-old boy. There, all better. Well, at least that's what Charley assumes she says. Her accent is so bad that it's hard to understand a single fucking word she says. Okay, let's all just be honest here. Charley couldn't pull a 10 like this. She's obviously probably a hooker or some shit like that. And she's probably paying her, and he's probably paying her to live with him and keep the place clean and fuck him and stuff like that.
That makes sense, actually, yeah.
Yeah, glad that was cleared up. I mean, hey, if he has no money, or if he has the money and she's willing to do the work, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
as long as she is being paid well.
True, Coop.
I wonder what her end game plan is.
You do?
Yeah, do you think they're married? Like a green card situation? Or is this just a means to an end, and once she saves up enough of Charley's money, she's going to leave him?
Yeah, she'd probably do that.
Maybe it started as a work deal. Maybe they had an arrangement in the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe it started out as a hand job on the street or something.
Yeah.
Charley was on his way home from a long day of work and saw a hottie on the side of the road. And to Charley's surprise, she walked right up to him and offered him sex for money. Being the cunt that he is, he said yes. Then this became a regular thing. She eventually started coming over to his house. He starts paying her to just, quote-unquote, hang out. Then eventually he asks her to move in. Then he asks her to move in with him, and blammo, they fall in love.
I can see that.
Okay, probably not, but maybe they are in love and just don't want to admit it. Who fucking knows? Humans are so crazy and full of life, they make mistakes and stuff.
Aw, Coop.
Anyway, back to the story.
Okay.
NASA, unknown location, 1 month later. So tell me we have a plan, god damn it. We're NASA, for God's sakes. The leader stands at the end of the conference table. Someone throws a bunch of paper up in the air behind him in slow motion. All the best scientists in the world are there since Lil Jimmy found the asteroid. All the best scientists in the world are there, and since Lil Jimmy found the asteroid, he gets to be in the room too. Oh, lucky Jimmy. The super team of NASA scientists lay out their super plan to save the world. It's super complex, and they use a lot of scientific words that no one that's not a scientist can understand. There are complex NASA diagrams and documents all over the tables and walls, and There are complex NASA diagrams and documents all over the table and walls with graphs and math and spaceships and coordinates and stuff. The leader is proud of his men and the plan. But then little Jimmy speaks up. There's just one problem, sir. To make the long 9-month journey through space, we need to do something with all the astronauts' space poo. Well, that's what we have a fucking space toilet for, Jimmy. Little Jimmy explains that they've never tested their space toilets on a journey quite so long, and there's a very, very good chance that they could malfunction or clog up. In fact, every AI analysis of the mission has proven to fail due to the astronautical space feces clogging the toilets and eventually causing a catastrophic failure.
Wow.
Jimmy continues to speak. Sure, maybe with a clog, our astronauts could possibly make the 9-month journey to meet with the asteroid, but the ship is small and it'll most likely fill with shit, meaning it may be impossible to unload the nuke, and this would definitely make the return home impossible.
Oh,
After a long pause, the leader decides they have no choice. They must try, even if this means sending the astronauts to their deaths. At the last second, a military dude requests to speak with the lead scientists in private. They step outside the NASA facility into a garden. They look at the flowers and plants, the colors, the grass in a different way now. Life is so delicate. The camera spins around them like a Micheal Bay film. There may be a way to keep those pipes clean, sir. Tell me. We have to hire the best. What are you talking about? We hire the best goddamn plumber we know. God damn it. You aren't saying what I think you're saying. We hire Charley. God damn it, no! The Burger King guy? A plumber in space? Charley? He fucking stinks, and he's fat. He's the best, and he may be the only chance that we've got.
Dude, have you heard the quote from Ben Affleck about Armageddon?
Yeah, but him talking about sending...
Yeah, he asked James Cameron, like, hey, why don't they just train an astronaut how to drill instead of teaching drillers how to become astronauts? And he just replied, shut the fuck up.
And that's why Micheal Bay is the best.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, Nevada, 3 a.m. Strip club. A hooker eats out Charlie's Grand Canyon while another does a line of cocaine off his micropenis. I think that'd be more of a bump than a line.
Yes, true.
The back room they are fucking in stinks almost as bad as him. It's New Year's, and this is Charlie's tradition. Every year he goes to Vegas and blows his entire savings on hookers and cocaine.
Oh, that's a New Year's story.
Now, see, that's a family tradition I can get behind.
Yeah.
The door kicks open as Charlie climaxes for the third time tonight. It's the FBI. Charlie, you're coming with us. Before Charlie can speak, he's dragged to the ground, pants at his ankles. Charlie doesn't wear underwear because he thinks the girls like it. Within moments, Charlie is bagged and tagged like a cow heading to the slaughterhouse. But this lucky cow is headed to NASA headquarters to save the world. Charlie shits himself. NASA, Shuttle Launch Bay, 4 a.m. One day before launch. 5 astronauts stand in perfect formation and salute their mission officer. Charlie sits in a chair off to the side because he has bad knees. The mission officer, who kind of reminds Charlie of his home hooker, speaks. Reminds him of his home hooker?
I don't know what that means.
Good morning. It's a girl. I gotta do the right voice. Good morning. She looks at Charlie, who seems to be asleep. Good morning. In less than a day, Astronauts from here will join others from around the world, and you will be launching the first anti-asteroid space launch in the history of mankind. The mission officer clears her throat and pulls her pants out of her pussy. Mankind. That word should have a new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it's fate that today is a week after New Year's, and you will once again be fighting for our resolutions. Not from tyranny, or oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. For example, oh, Jesus Christ. Your pops caught you smoking, and he says, no way. That hypocrite. He smokes 2 packs a day. Man, living at home is such a drag. Now your mom threw away your best porno mag. We gotta fight for our right to party, to exist. And should we win tomorrow, New Year's will no longer be known as a night just to drink and lie to ourselves about all the things we're going to fix and change, but as a day when a plumber, she points at Charlie, a fat racist piece of shit. Okay, I don't know if he's racist, but he looks racist. Well, he looks fat and gross anyways. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We are going to live on. We're going to survive. Tomorrow, we celebrate our National Plumbers Day. No one claps. No one cheers. Because no one is there but Charlie and a couple astronauts. Charlie says he's pretty sure that was a rewrite of the speech from Independence Day mixed with the lyrics from a Beastie Boys song. The mission officer says sorry that she didn't have the time to write a real speech, but she does really love the Beastie Boys and respects that he noticed the reference. Mad props. The mission officer's camel toe came back as she told everyone to take the rest of the night off. Came back?
Well, you know,
it just spontaneously happened while she was standing
she
still?
pulled it out earlier, and so like over time it slowly comes back, you know?
Okay, so she was sort of doing the General Patton thing and pacing back and forth while she was giving the speech.
Probably.
Tomorrow was a big day to save the world. Tomorrow was the big day to save the world, so everyone should get some R&R. NASA, outdoor garden, midnight. Charlie lays in the grass with his hooker girlfriend. His new NASA shirt doesn't fit very well, and half of his giant fat-ass gut is hanging out. A ladybug crawls into his disgusting belly button, never to return. Poor thing. They look up at the night sky while embracing each other. A shitty love song from the 90s plays in the background. After doing a line of coke off her titties, Charlie speaks. You know what I was thinking? What? I really don't think that the animal cracker qualifies as a cracker. Why? Charlie pulls a box of animal crackers out and dumps them all over the hooker's tits and continues. Well, because it's sweet, which to me suggests a cookie. And you know, putting cheese on something is sort of the defining characteristic of what makes a cracker a cracker. I don't know why I thought of that, Charlie baby, you have such sweet pillow talk. I forgot what the hooker's voice
Russian
was.
accent.
Charlie grabs a cracker and places it near her belly button. I got a little animal cracker Discovery Channel porn thing happening. A little animal cracker Discovery Channel porn thing happening right here. Mm-hmm. Watch the gazelle as it grazes through the open plains. Now look as the cheetah approaches. Charlie grabs another cracker and places it near the other. Watch as he stalks his prey. Now the gazelle's a little spooked. He could head north to the ample sustenance provided by the mountainous peaks above. Charlie rubs the animal cracker between her fake tits and then flicks each of her nipples for fun. could go down south. The Gazelle now faces man's most perilous question. North or south? Way down under. Charley shoves the animal cracker into the cave. He notices that his girl has fallen asleep. He gives her a little slap on the beak to wake her up. She wakes up and asks for some more cocaine. After a couple of lines, she speaks. This is my kind of girl.
Yeah, she's pretty cool, huh?
Charley, do you think it's possible that anyone else in the world is doing this very same thing? Like doing cocaine just like us at this very moment?
Why did she turn into a California chick? She's Russian. I like it. I know it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
She's working on her accent. So
she's trying to fit in. I get it.
I hope so. Otherwise, what the hell are we trying to save? She does one more line of coke before she climbs on top of Charley and does what she gets paid to do. She looks at him differently now that he's a space plumber. Maybe she really does love him now. But what is love? NASA scientists say love is extreme feelings of attachment, affection, and need. Dramatic, sudden feelings of attraction and respect. A fleeting emotion of care, affection, and the like. A choice to commit to helping, respecting, and caring for another, such as in marriage or when having a child. So no, technically there's no way in hell Charley and his Russian prostitute are in love. But maybe, just maybe, in their own way, they love each other. Hopefully love is possible even for these... Hopefully love is possible even for these two sick fucks. Hopefully love finds us all in some way. Like in the way I found love for you, Joel.
Aw, thanks, Coop.
I just felt the need to throw that in there.
I appreciate that, man. I love you too.
The writing was so poetic and beautiful, it just made me want to speak my mind.
It's crazy I found this, huh?
NASA, Launchpad 69, 5 minutes before launch. It takes 2 astronauts to lock Charley into his seat. He's so fat they had to make a custom harness just to keep him latched in. Forget something? An astronaut drops Charley's plumbing tools in his lap. Wait, he's just going to hold them during the launch? Hey, Charley, I'm Bud... I can't do a Bud McAllister voice.
It's Bud McAllister! Woo!
Fucking Bud McAllister. Hey, Charley, I'm Bud McAllister, and I'll be going into space with you, man. Don't worry, this isn't my first mission into space. It won't be my last. Bud McAllister sits in the seat next to him. Bud is a good man. He doesn't say anything about the way Charley looks or smells, but he does wonder when the last time Charley washed himself was, and wonders why he doesn't wear deodorant or anything like that. The other astronauts load the nuke into the cargo hold and then take their seats and strap in. The President of the United States of America gives a speech to the world moments before launch. I address you this morning,
I think you should plug,
not as the President of the United States.
Wait, I think you should plug your nose while you do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I address you this morning, not as the President of the United States, not as the leader of a country, but as a citizen of humanity. We are faced with the very gravest of challenges. The Bible calls this day Armageddon, the end of all things.
Bud gives the thumbs up to Mission Command. Charley barfs in his mouth and swallows it back down. The hot mission commander speaks over the intercom. We're now in our final 3 minutes of countdown. 2 minutes, 56 seconds, and Apollo 69 continues to be a go. The astronauts are still reporting back from the spacecraft
Hyakon Ko. That's Japanese for plumber.
The spacecraft Hyakon Ko. Spacecraft commander Bud McAllister says Hyakon Ko is a go for launch. He will be the last one to perform a function here during the countdown. At the T-minus 45-second mark, the commander Bud McAllister will set the final alignment of the spacecraft guidance, and that's the last crew action before the liftoff of Apollo 69. We continue to aim for liftoff at 2:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The mission commander accidentally leaves her mic keyed. Yeah, I know we're supposed to launch this morning, but our fuckface plumber friend was 5 hours late. Charley nods to Bud as if he's proud of himself. The hot mission commander continues the countdown. Now, T-minus 2 minutes 18 seconds and counting, and our count continues to look good. The weather is no constraint to launch today. Our plumber has had his Taco Bell and is locked and strapped in. We just passed the 2-minute mark. Just past the 2-minute mark in the countdown, and the pressurization now of the vehicle tank is beginning. Are we going to go through the entire goddamn countdown process?
Yeah.
She adjusts her camel toe and continues. The third stage liquid oxygen tank has now been pressurized, and the second stage liquid oxygen tank has been pressurized. We'll be making our final transfer from external power source that is from the external power source at the pad to the launch vehicle batteries at the T-minus 50 second mark.
Of course.
We'll be keeping an eye on that power transfer at T-minus 50 seconds.
Okay. Copy that.
The SIVB propellant are now pressurized.
Copy
SIVB propellant, that's the third stage of the Saturn V pressurized.
Yeah, copy that.
Charley, do you...
Pressurized?
Charley, do you have your plumbing equipment? Charley, enjoying his hangover and extreme anxiety, gives the thumbs up. You're a brave man for doing this, Charley. If you make it back alive, I would enjoy a threesome with you and your wife. Charley's hooker lover shakes her head no to the commander. She's definitely not his wife. 1 minute 15 seconds and counting. The spacecraft equipment is now on its own internal cooling. It's been sharing its cooling, getting its cooling from an external power source up to this time. What did you transcribe this from? Charley's hooker starts slowly walking over towards the hot mission commander. We are now approaching the T-minus 1 minute mark. T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 1 minute and counting. Now in the final minute of our countdown. At the 36 second mark, swing arm number 1 will retract. The mission commander notices Charley's hooker approaching, but stays focused on her task of launching the shuttle into space. T-minus 50 seconds as we pass the T-minus 50 second mark. T-minus 50 seconds. As we pass the T-minus 50 second mark, power transfer takes place. First stage, second stage, third stage, and the instrument unit going to the internal power.
Copy.
Charley's hooker pushes up against the hot commander and places her sexy Russian hand right on the hot commander's camel toe. Hot commander accidentally lets out a sigh on the radio. T-minus 37 seconds, and our count continues to go well. We'll be looking for ignition of those first 5 stages engines at the T-minus 8.9 second mark. You can hear heavy breathing between words as the sexy Russian continues to rub the hot commander's ninja boot. But the hot commander is a professional, and she will launch the rocket no matter what the cost.
That's right.
We have passed T-minus 30. Oh yeah. T-minus 25 seconds and counting, and Apollo 69 is a go. Bud and Charley look at each other. Does the hot mission commander sound different to you? Sounds like she's going to have a fucking orgasm, Charley says. T-minus 20 seconds. Oh, yeah. T-minus 20 seconds. Guidance release. The dirty little Russian whore shoves her hand down the hot commander's pants and knows exactly what to do. With her other hand, she slaps her ass and squeezes it as hard as she can, while kissing her neck. The genre changes in this story are staggering. At this point, Hot Commander might as well be screaming into the fucking mic that she's going to come. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. I can't do it. Ignition sequence is started. The Russian bites down on her neck. The hot mission commander gives the final countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna come.
Oh, come on. You.
That is literally what every female orgasm I have ever heard sounds like.
You were committed to the acting to the last second.
Well, I told you I don't have any beer tonight. The Russian screams as the shuttle engines fire. She had no idea what was happening outside.
She doesn't even know that there's a launch happening.
She coughs. She coughs and queefs from the shock, and the animal cracker shoots out of the cave. Everything fires off without a hitch. Shuttle Hycan Co is in the air, heading into the wild blue yawn.
Hycan Co.
The hot mission commander got off, the first time in a long time, and Charlie's future Russian bride isn't going to get a yeast infection.
Because the animal cracker came out, you know?
The only problem is, so far Charlie is shitting in his spacesuit before they even hit the outer atmospheric layers. Oh, poor Charlie. Bud apologizes to him and lets him know he's going to have to sit in his own shit for a few hours until they stabilize the actual outer space. The what?
The outer
they stabilize
space.
in the actual outer space. Buzz always had a way of explaining things to Charlie so he could understand them. This was the beginning of a 9-month journey towards an asteroid. Captain's log. Bud McAllister, entry 32, month 8. I can't keep track of all of my voices, so I'm just going to wing it.
He's just a country boy.
To be honest, I couldn't begin to tell you what would be worse. Ship full of shit, living with this man another day. He's F-word awful, to tell you the truth.
He doesn't cuss.
That's a good God-fearing man. But you have to give it to him. He has unclogged the pipes 6 times since we started this mission. And mind you, 5 of the clogs were his own shits. But he does know what he's doing. And maybe he has saved my life. I'm doing my best not to kill myself. This is Bud McAllister signing out. Jesus.
Oh, Bud. Oh,
Bud, you got something you need to talk about?
Oh, Bud.
A moment to reflect. The little spaceship Hycan Co floats in the emptiness of space. Hot Mission Commander and Charlie's beautiful Russian lover hold hands and look up at the stars. Tears in their eyes, wondering how Charlie and Bud are doing. Whichever one you like more speaks. Yeah, they're both just placeholders. On foot, I had to cross the solar system before I found the first thread of my red dress. I sense myself already. Somewhere in space hangs my heart, shaking from the void. From it streams sparks into other intemperate hearts. What?
It's women
Long
talking.
story short, as the NASA super scientist predicted, Charlie kept those goddamn pipes clean. Bud McAllister and his astronauts delivered the nuke and blew the asteroid off course, saving the Earth from total annihilation. Charlie, a National Space Plumber hero, now lives in Vegas permanently. He doesn't have to clear pipes anymore. He has a nice paycheck from the government now and has all the wonderful cocaine and hookers he could ever want. He'll probably die soon. Bud McAllister continues his career as a spaceman and is a huge fan of the Iconoblast podcast.
Yeah.
He hopes to meet them one day before he dies in space. Godspeed, Bud McAllister.
Oh, Bud.
Charlie's Russian babe and the Hot Mission Commander fell in love and got married. Because of Charlie, the world was saved and every plumber on Earth was able to ask for a little bit more money per job. Plumbers aren't just fat pieces of shit. They are fat pieces of shit who keep your shit from being shit in your house. And that's worth something. The end.
Plumbergeddon.
That was a hell of a story.